Hello everybody, here I am. I'm actually going to try and put the inside into this book by stitching it down straight, which that pin there doesn't even line up with that pin already. Crikey, eh? What I need to make sure is that this front bit is good. See, so I've put that one in the wrong place. He needs to come over here just a tiny bit. Okay. Now, let's measure it, because that might help a lot if we measure it. And then we can put them where they've got to go. What have I done with that ruler? Okay, so I'm going to just use the end of it as well, which we did before, and go on the 12, okay? So put it in where it says 12. On there. And 12 on here, okay? Because I want to stitch that up there. I don't think I'm going to do a pamphlet stitch. I think I'm going to just go straight down. What do you reckon? Stitch it straight down. Now, if I was doing it on the machine, I could do that and it'd be over and done straight away, but I'm not going to be doing it on the machine. And see, these pages are going to come way over the top, way over the edge, but I'm going to cut them back after I've sewn this piece up here. So every one of these pages is long enough, but I'm not going to cut them back until I've sewn that bit, and I've got to have that's the way. Okay, righto. Now let's stitch this bit across here, which is going to prove a bit tricky for me because I'm not going to get enough of that. Might not be enough. It's pretty colour. Oh, here we are. This is what was a variegated one, and I'll use that too. I'll use a variegated one, and hopefully I can do this without mucking it up too many times, so you can watch what we're up to, okay? Because I have an issue with sewing things straight. Well, when you've got a bulkiness of this too, maybe I could do the pamphlet stitch. That would hold it in, wouldn't it? Either that or I could sew all the way down. Yeah, because it's only, if you do the pamphlet stitch, you're going to have five parts. But it might look better, go easier for me. So let's go straight through. Make sure you go straight through, righto? Because there's a possibility that you might not. So that's straight through, good. There's a pin there, it's pretty close. There's the next to it. Right, so we'll put that through. I want to keep both these pieces together. Pull in through a bit. Put a knot in both of them so they don't disappear on me. It's a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. When it says hole, you would make the hole first, but because we've got needle and thing, we don't need to do that because our holes already will go real easy. Now you're going to go up and line up that along there, Sonia, and go through here, hey? Is it straight though? Line that up there, right? It's probably a lot easier way of doing this. But you know what? I'm just going to do these big stitches. Where is that straight? Yep. Come back through there. Right. Now, we're just going to go back down this one. Come out. Look how far that is from that stitch. Mustn't have made them the right size. That's probably where you should do a hole. Crikey, how did I do that? What's this back here? Yeah, we'll see, it's not in the same place. Anyway, you know what? It doesn't matter. It looks fine to me. And this one won't be either unless I come through there straight. You line that up. It's a bit crooked. It's a little bit crooked. It's handmade, for goodness sake. Can't expect too much technical work on it. And I shouldn't have took that out, and I don't have enough thread to do this. I do if I take one apart. I will take it apart and then I'll put them through twice, okay? I'm going to undo this. I told you something would go skew with, didn't I? And if I didn't tape this one, I'd tape the next one and it'd be fine. But I want you to see what I do. I like you to see how you fix your mistakes if you make any. Maybe you don't make mistakes. I can't help it. It just happens. Especially if you're doing something you haven't done before. I've done the pamphlet stitch, but I usually make the holes first and then do this. And cut the knot off. You don't want to take... Oh, no, not that one. I want that to stay there. I just want this bit off here. You have to cut the knot off. You won't be able to get it out. Okay. Righto. I don't think I can anyway. I don't believe that I can do that anyhow because I'll have to pull that all back through that way and I don't know how that's going to work for me. I've got one bit. Let's see if I can do it. Where's it connected to? Here. One of these is it. That's him. And this one. I think it's this one here. What are you doing? Oops, I meant nobody panic. There's my needle. Take the needle off the thread, Sonia. I pulled that through there too far, now we're stuck. Well, should I fiddle around for four or 5 more minutes before I decide what I'm going to do with this? I don't think so. Come on, are we going to do this or not? Can we get it out? Yeah, we can. Somehow. Righto, that's that one. I've got 3 ends. That's not good. That's not good. 3 ends are not good. Okay. Right, just cut it out, Sonia. It's going to have to come out anyway. It's just... Oh, dear. Sorry, people. It's all the... There we get the holes off there. Right. Now, let's start again. I see that. I must have measured it in from this way, did I? Yes, I did. 12 in from that way. And that's not halfway, is it? Because, oh yeah, that's... Well, it nearly is 24. So it's nearly halfway. I just want to make sure all my good parts on the front when we're sewing. And that's on the front part of it. That's not a pin, that's a needle. Okay. I might have to do this while you're not watching me, you know, because I think it might be too terrifying for you. You may decide not to do it or something. See, I could make the holes and then try to sew back in, but I don't think the hole might stay there. I could push a hole through it and then put the thread through, but I don't want to do that. I'm going to get a piece of thread on a long bit of thread. It's going to be pink now, so I'm going to a long bit of thread. Okay. Everything's pink around here lately. I keep buying all this pink stuff. I always have bought pink. I love it. I love that colour. And green. My best favourite colours they are. Oh, there's a few more too, but mostly tealy blue as well is really nice, isn't it? So now I've got enough here for, 5 books, but we're just going to... Actually, I wasn't going to torture you with this, but we've got a few minutes before I've got to put the other bits in. So let's try this first. Now that I've got enough thread, I'm going to go up through there. And I want to bring that over a bit further, I think. There. Line it up with the pin, Sonia. That's the way. Line it up with the pin. got plenty now. We do this with plenty of it. Now we're going to come up along here a bit. All I'm doing is making bigger stitches than what I would if I, I'm going to have to just go through to the other side. So that's not straight, is it? Come over here a bit further. Righto. Oops, where's the end? There we go. So we're doing really just lightning stitches, as my mother would have called them. That's a great big stitch that's likely to get out, but it doesn't come out necessarily. Won't necessarily come out. Not if you do it properly. I don't think it should come out. Should be fine. Oh, look at that. So when you're on this side and you're lining that up there, and I want it to go there, and I come through here, and that's way over, so I'm not coming through straight, obviously. Move over that way. Now I should be. It should be straight, I hope. Well, not bad. It's not too bad. I'm not going to judge myself now. I can't do that. I haven't really got time to be complaining about this. It's all right, Sonia. So you can come back down through to this one. And that's not even anywhere near there, is it? How did I do this? I don't know. That there should come out of that piece there. Let's see what happens now, if that works or not. There, sort of. That one there, it's got to come out the bottom of there. You understand what I'm doing? Because when you go, if you go through from one side to the other, if you don't put your needle in straight, it won't. It'll come out in the wrong place. So this is not caught up, is it? Wait a minute, we go back in there. Yes, that's level, sort of. Sort of. So the stitches are going good. Righto. Now, this one. So we're back to the middle. Gee, I've got that one to come through good. It's in the right place. Now through this way. But I want to make sure that it's straight on the back. Move the pin out of the way, Sonia. Makes it help. Helps a lot. And make sure you come through straight up level with this if you can. Keep that all level. So if you were using your sewing machine, you could just go zoom and it'd be done. If you were doing it like that. But we're not. We're stitching it by hand. It's our handmade book. It's our handmade book. Up here. Looks like it's going to be straight. It's not really a pamphlet stitch after all, is it? A bit more, Sonia. You got it hooked up to something. Ah, got me by the button. Oh dear. And then down in the top a bit. Yeah. You need it to be level. Have to take those basting stitches out too. Don't forget to do that. Yeah. You got to cut them out, Sonia. You don't want that in there. No, you don't. There we go. Now, we got that bit. And come back through here. So you're going to aim that through where that stitch is. And then you're coming back through there. Reasonably straight. A little tiny bit wonky. That's nearly at the right place. It comes through at the back. There you go. Nearly done. Put that back in there where that is. Whoops. Make sure it's straight. Okay. Well, there you go. Right, so you're going to put that through here. You're not going to have to go again because this is plenty thick enough and fine. You just got to wait a bit. Okay, now you've got too much thread, but isn't it better to have too much than not enough? You really think so? It is. Yes, it is. Definitely. Definitely is. Righto. Now I've got myself in a kerfuffle. If I leave that long, I'll be able to use it for something else. Sew something else on with, won't I? I'll leave that on the needle. Will not be wasted. There you go. Just tighten that back up there. Now my cat's having another sing. He's upset about something. Must be. So there's our spine bit. Look at that. I like it too. I'm going to probably, I'll zigzag something through it maybe, I don't know. Whip stitch, I should say, through there or something. Right, now we're wonky, but we're wonky, but we won't be for long. We're going to fix that. Right, we're going to have to cut these bits off, but I can't do that now because I need to sew. I need to sew the rest of these pieces on. So what I can do now, though, is show you a few bits that I want to put in here. What we're going to do. I wasn't actually going to do this, but I've decided that I will because this looks really nice if you put your needles, you know, you're going to, I'll show you. Put needles on that, eh? Look at that. That can be the pocket. It's only small. Maybe we can add a bit to it and give it a bit more of a, you know, a good look to it or something. A bit of the interest. And that can be the pocket. Okay? I'll just cut that up there. So then all you need to do is put a few fancy stitches about on things. And you don't need to do that on this because this will be where you'll put your needles and pins. Actually, I can't put that there because I've got it, I'm coming to the end. What time of day is this? I don't know who'd be ringing me. Might be my daughter. And it's okay. Still got this to work on yet. My husband will answer that. Could be somebody trying to sell us something. He's not going to make it. It's okay. Yeah. Oh, my glasses might be back. Oh, that could be what that was. And that'll be good, won't it? So each page will have a few needles and things. So let's show you how this is going to work. I'm going to stitch these down. Now that one there can have a couple of little pins in it, I suppose. Okay. So because I've got this here still, I haven't put it down. I'm pretty right there. I can just go and sew that on. Okay. And well, this here too, you can sew this on, Sonia. Get right up. Come up to, if you're making a pocket, you want to fasten it down the top bit here. Well, it could add a knot in there, but it would have been easier. Because I haven't sewed that up, that's a good thing. I can just do these a lot easier, because otherwise I would have had to do them by just going through that tiny bit of felt there. Okay. Righto. Now, that's not straight, is it? Shocking. Okay. I'm just putting that there for the look, aren't I? Which I should have sewed that first. I should have sewed along there first. Actually, I'm not going to use that thread either because I'm thinking to myself, I do think I'd like something different to that. Something different. Give me something with a bit of oomph. Bit of oomph. A bit of brightness to it. I love something with a bit of brightness to it. Wrong. That'll be the wrong box. There'll be another one here somewhere. Something else. I'm looking. I like this. It's not very. It's only thin, and it'll look good. So if you can't have your, you can cut out flowers. We can cut out flowers. You can put some. You can get some sort of Well, that's really crooked, that needle. You can get something that's children's book, I said before, or something that's got a flower in it. Colouring books would have an image. Trace it out and cut it out, and then put it on your felt and cut that out. Because I cut mine from the Big Shot. If you've got one of those, you could use that too to do it, if you had the flower shape. I've been trying to get a circle shape for it, but I can't find one, so I'm just going to have to live with that. If I can't find it, I just can't find it. So there's a bit of stitching in this, but that's not bad. That makes it more fun, doesn't it? You've got a bit of something on there. Gives it your own personal touch. Felt's a very forgiving thing, that and wool, to start with. See, I'm just using up a bit of the leftover bits because I made that stitch too long. I decided to do a back stitch to fix that. Okay, rightio. That's going to look jazzy. I was going to put some hexies in here too, some hexie shapes and some suffle puffs, but yo-yo flowers or something. But, you know, your mind changes and you just don't know what you really want to do next and that, do you? Now I'm going to come over here a bit. I want to be a bit far back away from there because by the time I cut that out, then I sew it, I need to make sure that I'm over far enough. Now back to this bit here. When you're doing this sort of thing and you're making a pocket, you need to make sure that the top of it is actually sewed down over onto there, so through that bit over the top, because you want to not make it come undone. And I'm going to do a couple of stitches there just to hang on to it a bit better, okay? So then I'll just do some little stab stitches down along here. This. Like so. Yeah, so anyway, I'm thinking I haven't finished telling you the story that I started telling you on the last one, have I? Probably not. But I just got me, I don't know, found me felt, and we just did a bit of that sort of thing, and my power did come back on at 4 o'clock when they said, because we went back and had another sleep. We did have a sleep in the afternoon after we had lunch, which was really nice. I had multi-grain bread with ham and cheese, and it was tasty as sandwich. And we tried to make a cup of coffee with tried to make a cup of coffee using the water out of the tap. That was nasty because it wasn't. I don't know what happened, but I suppose it just didn't work because it wasn't right. It just did not work for some reason. Jeremy usually has tea anyway, but he'd making himself a cup of coffee. Oh dear, I get an itchy face when I'm doing these things. All the fluff in the wool, I suppose it's around. Yeah, but anyway, so it wasn't too bad a day. We got through it, and we were having a sleep, and then for some reason it woke me up when the light came on. I said, "Oh, Jeremy, the light's on." So we got up, and I said to him, "How on earth did people go camping?" I couldn't stand it purposely. I felt really bad too about all them poor people that had floods and things, and they lose their houses and their power and that for days on time, years, even some months and weeks and things. And you know, you're lucky that doesn't happen. You know, or if it does, it's really sad. But people actually go camping. I used to too when I was young. What can I say? But that was a different thing, I suppose. But why would anybody get out of their cosy house and go camping? I'll never know. It's just not something that I'm a big fan of, I'm sure. Especially after with the business with no lights, you know, that just gets me. So this is doing it, but I've got something caught. Okay, so I can go up here. It's a bit close, That doesn't seem very straight, but it'll be all right when I put the stitches in it. It'll be fine, and then I'll find something to put down in there, and then I'll put a little sign on, say what it is, eh? I hope I haven't caught that. No. What you could do, what I should have did, was put a piece of, put a bit of this here underneath it, and then when you're going through it, you can feel if you've gone far enough, and you won't go through the front page anyway, see? You're going to go through the front page. That's a knot from the one before there. So we don't want him poking out there in the way. Get back over there, you. I'll go back down over that. So if you got the bit that you just want to sew through the top, and you can get something in there, push something in between it, and that'll stop you sewing right through there. So I told you the dog story on the other video and the power story. So that's probably all the stories I got for today. I'm going to have to go now. It's time for me to leave again. I'm sorry about this, but we'll get these videos up and you can work on yours and see what you want to do with yours. You can put coloured fabric in here if you wanted to. You don't have to use the felt. The reason I'm using the felt is because I can use it for poking the needles in easy, because it is really good for that sort of thing. You know, you can put your needle in there and it goes through good, and it doesn't have any fraying on it and anything like that. And this might be a little bit open, but that's okay. I'm not going to be panicking about that, and I'm going to end this off through the back here so I don't have a knot on the top. I mean, you can do that if you've sewn yours together, but if you can do it without sewing yours together, we'll do this bit first, okay? Only reason I did mine was I wanted to make sure I got it straight, and then I didn't in the long run anyway, so it doesn't matter, but I'm not going to panic about it because I really am liking what I've got here so far. We take that out of there. It's just a post-it thing. Post-it notes. So that's got to come down there, be stitched on there nicely. It will be. Then I can have something in that pocket. Even if I put my pencils down in there. Suppose I put my pencils in. Or, wait a minute, I have the chalk piece. This here thingy. Things to put, places to put stuff. And if it was something that I couldn't see, I was just going to put a, what's the name on there, wasn't I? Now, well, it's a note. Put myself a note. Right, so to put these on here, we can do that the same way. I can sneak in under there and I can stitch them around with stitches so you can see it. And then you just get your needles, and that will be the ones that I use the most. I think I'll put in here because, well, because you use them the most. And these bead ones in there. Let me see. These are my new bead ones. That packet. This packet here's got really good needles in here because I checked them out earlier. I did do a video, but I didn't put it up on going through these, picking out which ones I was going to use. Come out of there, please. Try not to get yourself with them, because that'll be something that'll happen with me for sure. Now, first I'm going to test them. I am. So that's got a good size eye. So these could be considered a darning one, you know, it could be because it's really long, but I do like them, especially if you're doing a, what's the name, bullion stitch. And then what we'll do is we'll put them in here like this. It won't matter if they cross over one another, I suppose it doesn't. But these go through really nice, but then you want to pick something out like a piece of fabric that you'd be sewing. And you want to try and see, oh, look at that beaut. Wow, that's really good needles. And they're really old. See, but you've got to be it's really hard to get something that you're happy with, and these are good. I like these. I do like these. They're long. Be something I will use a bit. So they'll go in the front. Maybe not the longest ones, but... And then you can put probably something different at the side, you know. Keep the ones that you're using all the time. Oh, well, even ones with a bit of, maybe a different colour of that. Even ones with a bit of string, I was going to say, a bit of thread. But I don't know if I'd do that because my thread would be dangling out everywhere, wouldn't it? So on this one here, you could just put some smaller ones too, I suppose. Now I've got these ones who've got a nice big eye in them too. These ones out of the second page. That come out of the back one. There's still more in there. They're good. I'm going to get them out too. I might not need any others. I've got different size, different sorts, that's why, because these are just a hand embroidery one with a gold eye on them. Sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're good. It depends what size part you want here, and this is a good size for doing a French knot or something like that, but it's got a really big eye on there, so that's a good thing too. And I won't be picking out anything with a small one, that's for sure, because I'm just going to put in here ones that I will use. You know, there's no much point me putting in here ones that I'm not going to be working with, is there? And after a while you can change your needles, you know, because you probably needed a fresh one from time to time. So it's nice to get a fresh needle. So we put those there like that on that thing. But we're going to have that stitched down first, okay? Now, what have I got here? Now, this is a really nice one too. Oh, goodness me. I'm putting the really nice ones here together. Well, that's good. And you can see that the holes in them are a good size. That is a really good packet. So if you can pick... I picked these up at one of the second-hand shops. And they are really cool because they're... I'm going to tear that out of there. Because it's got all these... Look at the size of the eyes in them. Isn't that beaut? And even the little ones, they're not too bad. You could probably use that if you needed something very, very small. And these are really fine. I like these. I really like these. So these are going in the front part of my book. And they're going to be stitched in there. Them little flowers. Okay. Hopefully, by the time I come back on here again, I might have some stitched in. Okay. But this is the general idea on what I'm going to be doing with my needle book. And then this page here, whether I'd use that for... I'd probably put something down the bottom and maybe even put, I don't know, a pocket up there or something. And then when it opens, like, well, see, look, I've got heaps of space. Look at this, I've got heaps of space. That's plenty, isn't it? Don't you think that's going to look snazzy? I'm going to put this down the bottom here because then I've got my bead needles here in this one. And then I'm going to do is get my label maker, which I think it was just behind me here somewhere. But you know how that works, don't you? I think it's been turned around, that cart. Sorry, it can't move around that way. I'm not doing too good around this way either. Where did that go? I didn't take it out. I took it out the lounge room to use it. Probably did. But you can easily get a piece of calico or something and write on it what needles you have or what pockets you've got, what things you've got in your pockets and that. And then you can, so, because we've got these too, see, then we're going to have to figure out a way to put those in there. Because if you sew it on, you can't get it off. Well, you can, but you have to cut it to get it off there, don't you? So I have to work that out. Maybe I want to make a little pocket for that to go into out of a flower. I don't know. Will that work? Maybe not. That won't fit. There'll be an idea. Anyway, so thank you everybody for watching, and I hope you're enjoying this. And I know that you said you were, because it was working really well, wasn't it? working really well, but we've got to finish stitching it up. It's not been, and that's another issue too. I've got to make sure that when I put that on there, that I'm not going to have it getting stuck, and it's not going to. It's going to come over there. I'm just going to have to cut this level, that bit, them bits that's coming skew across. It's just my sewing doing that, I think. Anyway, I'm sure it'll look nice when I've done it. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. And I hope you're having fun doing your needlebooks. And I love it. I really do. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'll be able to find it, do you think? Because it's a little bit bigger than this one. It's a wee bit bigger than this one. This poor little thing can go in the garbage. So I'm going to be putting a lot of, I'm going to put pins in there as well, you know, because if I want to take it with me to the lounge room or something, and scissors, I'm thinking about making a scissor pocket, but I might put that on the back page, so the scissor pocket, I don't know. They could do with a bit of a bath, but I think I might buy myself a special pair to put in here. What do you reckon? I don't know yet. I might get another pair for putting in here. I think I'm going to like this, I do. Actually, I'm thinking I might not put that above that. I might start coming over here with it, or here. You know, just to make sure that it's not going to get caught up in whatever's here. You don't want to get stuck. Well, that'll look all right when I stitch around it. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, thumbs up, subscribe, share, all the above. Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Bye-bye.